and the dog is fucking barking. No one has no one has no respect for the work that we're putting in, man. Episode 118. Episode 118. I don't even think. Have I been like saying the episodes at the beginning?
You have.
I have. I don't know.
Yo,
welcome to episode 17. Episode 118 of Who Got the Aux podcast. We are happy to be back. Everything's been swell. Everything's been well. We're doing morning shows. None of us have eaten, so bear with us.
Yeah. We doing that. Yeah, motherfuckers there, big dog.
Please.
Jesus Christ. Where should we start? We can start a few places. We got Tory Lane's dumbass.
Right.
We have the Breonna Taylor bullshit case.
I mean, those can. And we
have what was the third one?
Just UFC
sports
in general.
So we can go sports. So we can go serious Breonna Taylor. We can get on the goofy shit with Tory Lanez, or we can go sports. Where do you guys?
Well, I think we should go Breonna Taylor first because it'll lead into Tory Lanez. So
right,
it does.
Right.
Good point. Good point. I like my
segues.
guy. We didn't even discuss that pre-show.
Yeah.
All right. So Breonna Taylor. This has been going on. Say her name.
Yeah.
We know. I'm not gonna say we know, but the story is cops, no knock warrant, plainclothes police officers. Person they were looking for already in custody.
Wow.
They lied on a police report prior to getting investigated, saying there was no casualties, saying that there was nothing that happened. Made it seem like nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
They kicked in the door. They claimed that they announced themselves. There was one person that said they heard them, and then that person's story changed and said they didn't hear him. Because that was their claim to, like, we said to him shooting us, knowing that we were the police.
We were there, right?
So apparently didn't announce themselves, and if they did, it was midnight. So if you're knocked out sleep and you just please, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you're gonna be like,
who's really
hearing
that?
Here.
Right. 9
like,
times out of 10, the door getting kicked in is what woke them up, not you saying the police, right? Full of shit. So and then they're plainclothes, so they're not even in uniform. They're not pulling up on SWAT car. Like, there's nobody knows there's a police present on site.
Yeah.
Just catching everybody up, kicking the door in. The boyfriend of Breonna Taylor, he's legally right. He legally carries a firearm. So it's midnight. You live in the hood. Your door gets kicked in. You don't know it's the cops. Natural instinct is to defend yourself.
Yeah.
That's law. Defend your home. So he shoots, not knowing he's shooting at the cops. He shoots a cop in the leg. They know it's the cops, but then once he shoots once, you know, the cops, here we go. We get to
let's get it.
Open season,
shots,
boys.
10 shots or 20 shots. Who knows? I think Breonna Taylor has 6 inside of her.
Oh, that's wild.
That happened. And then some new video footage came out today that they posted, body cams, where apparently they said there were no body cams, but now there's like hours of body cam footage that's just dropped after the case has been.
Okay, that's fishy as fuck.
After the case has already been closed and all that type shit.
Right.
Because that's what I was going to ask, if there's body cams that stay in
they said
normal clothes.
Yeah, right. They said they weren't working prior to today when on Shade Room there's 2 different body cams of them telling him to back up and put his arms, and they had the dog, threatened to sick the dog on him and shit.
Okay.
There's either other shit where they said that police came. I mean, even in the body cam, they said you could tell that they're breaking all protocol. The ambulance came. They sent the ambulance away, so nobody gave medical attention to me. It's just foul everywhere you look, right?
Right.
A couple of weeks ago, the family settled for $12 million, which never is good. I mean, you can't put a price on life, one.
Right.
But 2, people are saying, okay, if you're going to pay $12 million, you're admitting there's fault.
Right.
It's kind of the same thing with Kaepernick when the NFL settled out. Like, if you're paying, you wouldn't pay if you felt like your cops, if you're practicing what you preach.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're there, let y'all tell it. They did everything right. They announced themselves. They had the warrant. So why would you pay them $12 million? Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Shut up. Oh,
Sure.
no, it's like what? Yeah.
So $12 million get paid. A couple of weeks later, the grand jury, I watched the announcement of it. They wouldn't disclose what the race of the grand jury was. And there's no law, because the guy said, what law says, like, we get it, they got to keep their, they have to be anonymous, but you could tell us what race.
Right.
Didn't want to tell the race. They said the grand jury was made, like, on a Monday, and they came to a decision by a Wednesday. Like,
on a high-profile case like that?
Come on,
case.
bro. And they came to the conclusion that out of the 4 officers, 3, no charges.
Wow.
1, 3 charges of... 3 charges of what is it?
Property?
No. But the word is wanton endangerment.
What?
So
what?
So
Wonton?
Wonton, not the food or whatever, the Asian stuff. Wanton endangerment is basically you're firing without, in layman's terms,
you're like blind firing.
You're
basically.
blind firing. So basically, he got charged for putting the neighbors in danger, not for actually killing Breonna Taylor. There was no murder charges. He got 3 counts of wanton endangerment. So basically, people are saying, like, so you're saying the walls and the windows are more important than a life being taken. No one got charged for killing Breonna Taylor.
So this is what I was talking about, qualified immunity.
What's that?
Where they just protect, from what, I mean, I haven't done like a deep dive on it, but it's where they protect police officers in the line of work because it's their job.
Oh, that was from last week. You were trying to figure out
I was trying to figure that out, but
what is it?
I believe it's qualified immunity.
Qualified immunity. Gotcha.
Qualified immunity.
You can keep going, but yeah, that's why I was like, bro, it's like they need to take that away. Okay, in the United States, qualified immunity is a legal principle that grants government officials performing discretionary functions immunity from civil suits unless the plaintiff shows the official violated clearly established statutory or constitutional rights.
Well, so, this is a perfect case for that. There's evidence all over the place. But
so what I'm saying is, if they obviously take that away and hold these cops individually accountable for their actions, I think there's going to be less cops that are going to be pulling out that gun and firing off like these cops did because they know they're not going to get off.
You're going to have less people being cops.
Yeah.
Or less wrong people being cops.
Exactly. Because if they know, like, deep inside their character, they're not at a certain situation, they're not going to be able to hold themselves back.
Right.
And they're going to fire. I mean, maybe they're just going to be like, all right, that's not the lane for me because I know I'm going to get caught up.
And the thing is, too, is like, I mean, obviously the police officers, they get held to a standard of, they're innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
Which works for good cops.
Right.
Like, yeah, if you find yourself in a situation where you had to kill somebody, but you did everything right and you're trusted and your department's trusted and all that, right? What the it's a fucking horse? That's one thing. But you got, just like you say, you have people taking advantage of food stamps and all that shit. You have bad cops taking advantage of that immunity that you're talking about. Like, oh, I'm good. So
because they just got off, right?
Bow, bow, bow.
Well, so 3 of the cops, no charges, and then this one cop, because they proved that his gun shot the most bullets, I guess, like 10 bullets.
Right.
Wanton endangerment, 3 counts, and I think.
What is wanton endangerment? One more time. I need to hear that.
How do you spell
one
it?
more time. Yeah, how do you spell it?
WANTON.
Like a motherfucking. Oh no, that's WON.
Right.
Wanton.
Wanton endangerment.
Yeah.
Like I said, the literal definition you can Google, but like the basically is saying that because you shot without regard for anything around
your surroundings and everything.
Your surroundings. So basically, he's getting charged for shooting objects and walls, and people were saying, well, if he's getting charged for putting neighbors in danger, wouldn't he get charged for actually killing somebody? But that's how he's gonna get off, and it's like 5 years minimum or max for each count. He's
killing somebody.
But that's the thing. He's getting charged for wanton. He's not getting no one's got charged for the murder.
He's getting saved by stipulation.
You know what happened? They got $12 million for the murder.
Oh my gosh.
That's
so they're basically what they're saying. The police department is like wiping their hands from it. Hey, y'all got that $12 million? Our guys hit 5 years.
We good.
Are we even, bro? We even? Okay, cool.
Because he's gonna get off. Like if cops can get off like straight up shooting people, like all these other cases, you think he's gonna go to jail for wanton endangerment?
Bro, that's why I can't trust this fucking system we got.
Systematic.
Like I was telling you, the one dude the guy that traffic stop and he got beat up by the cop, but because his bone structure on his face hurt the cop's hand, now he's got an assault charge on him for getting beat up. Like, come on, man. Yeah. Come on, what are we doing here, bro? What are we doing?
It's like, you broke my billy club.
Right.
Like,
this has happened a lot of times before, too.
Ozark Police Department. Like, all these police departments are, like, kind of like, they got their own guidelines on a universal, foundation. Like, the nation, bro. Like, everything should be universal, I think. If we are united. But I don't know. That's another conversation for another time.
Yeah. So they're still out there marching. CNN reached out to the Attorney General's office. They said the charges rendered by the grand jury stemmed from shots fired into the apartment of Taylor's next door neighbors, not the bullets in her apartment. So again, the charges are from bullets that went into neighbors' apartments. So because you could have possibly hurt the neighbor, you're getting charged. Not for the 20 bullets.
Why are they?
But their thing is he shot at a cop. But then the argument to that is, we didn't know you were cops. Yeah. And their argument to that is, we announced ourselves.
Oh
but proof is, and that Think about this. Because one neighbor claimed that they heard them and their story has changed, you're telling me on a grand jury scale, all it takes is one person to go, I heard them. There it is. There it is. See, he heard us. So
they're hiding behind that.
But their story has changed. So it's just, it's another loss. Unfortunately,
no one wants to take. No one's held responsible. Nobody's responsible. Hey.
And it makes me think about the upcoming cases. You got the Ahmaud Arbery case. You got the George Floyd. It's just like, how are they going to find a way with this system to swindle it, to make it? Because, George Floyd now, there's more video, and he was resisting. He didn't want to be. So, that's going to play. But it's like him resisting and all that has nothing to do with your knee on his neck for 7 or 8 minutes.
Right. That's totally...
Right. But you think about Eric Garner, was that the New York who got chokehold?
Yeah.
That was also an illegal. But somehow, the new law was moving forward, those chokeholds will be banned.
Yeah.
But it was already banned. It was illegal. And
that's not going to change shit.
And so that.
Are they going to get charged? Like, is that going to be the difference
for
now?
George Floyd?
Well, I'm talking about like if you choke someone. And then they end
who knows? Because they tell us this is in play, and then a Breonna Taylor thing happens, and we don't.
Well,
like Ahmaud Arbery had nothing to do with cops. These were just white racist dudes, and I'm curious to see how they're gonna botch. Like it should be
open shut.
They chased him down and killed him.
God.
But remember when his story was out, they were trying to say he was robbing the house.
Yeah.
They tried to reach into
anything.
It's like we recognized him from like
a week or 2 weeks
home
ago.
Invasion or some shit. But
it's
no, you fucking did it.
And what's the craziest part? Those weren't cops. I think that's what fucks me up. Like with Zimmerman and all them. Like y'all are willing to go on social media and defend anything that's anti-black. It seems
like that.
Because
that's what it appears.
Yeah,
like.
I get the cops thing. I get my dad's a cop. Not all cops are bad. I'm supporting the cops. Blue lives matter. I get it. I can see why people can't. It's just like with the flag. Like I get it. I fought for this country. I get why, even though that's not the case.
I know.
I can see
We're
why.
not talking about the flag.
Right. But I can see why if you come from a military family and you buried your dad with the flag and it's hanging up, I can see it.
I can see your view.
But for white dudes in a neighborhood, hillbillies, you're still going to go out there and say, well, look at Arbery. Look, he got arrested before. Like, wait, why are y'all defending the white guys? Like, just random white dudes. Like, why are you defending them? These not cops. It's not the flag. Why do you got to go out and try to shame a guy who's dead's name by saying, well, look at this video we found. He gets in trouble with the law a lot, apparently. And I see people, I'm like, wow, like, what is your stance on this? It seems like it's anti-black at this point.
Yeah, like, what do you gain from that?
Yeah.
Like, the man's already dead.
Why
are you
digging this up? Yeah. Same with Breonna Taylor. They were trying to say that they were moving drugs and trafficking, and it's like it's all false. It's all false. But all it takes is one news of who they follow to say it's true, and then
they run with it.
Same with the one I heard them announce themselves.
Right.
All it takes is one.
What it is
gone.
What I think it is, they want to make them a villain so they can kind of justify their feelings.
Dehumanize them.
Yeah, try to dehumanize them.
Yeah.
And they'd feel better.
Yeah, because I'm like, so because he had run-ins with the law, non-criminal run-ins, non-threatening, or what was the word we said? Just little run-ins. That deem that means that if he gets killed, he should die. Nah, I forget, and that's the thing with George Floyd. Apparently, he held a gun to a pregnant. Have you seen that storyline?
Nah.
He's gotten in trouble. I never looked it up because I don't even care to look. There's a storyline of apparently he's been in trouble with the law before. Again, same storyline with black unarmed men. They've been in run-ins with the law, and George Floyd held a gun to a pregnant lady's belly at one point. There's a case. I never looked it up. So but that's coming out. So it's like, the knee on his neck.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, back to you about the system. I need people to think about this. Like, if you're one of those people that says he's been in trouble with the law a lot, if the system in place is to attack a certain group of people, wouldn't they be in trouble with the law
anyways? Right. Yeah. It's the system's set up to look out for people like that.
Yeah. So if you're using
quote unquote black people,
right? So if I get pulled over for being black, or if I'm yelling out in public for being black, or just a simple thing.
Oh, Julian had a traffic stop and he didn't
multiple traffic stops and he
didn't want to give
disturbing
his license
the peace
right away.
Yeah.
And then they take you in
resisting.
I mean, yeah, exactly. That's gonna be on your record.
And then I die, and it's like, well, back in 2020, he resisted, and a couple of traffic stops. He clearly, but it's like if the
clearly
system
had
is
multiple
targeting me,
run-ins.
the system's targeting me.
Yeah.